Morning, people. I would say good, but we all know. So in this video, we're going to talk about Colin's medical condition as of late after the morning meeting. There are 7 to 8 physicians and, techs and stuff that meet with one another every single morning, and we go over the conditions of what happened the day before and what treatment they're going to give them, later that day. We're going to talk about how you folks can help us out with the investigation, along with the totally awesome vigil that was put on for Colin at the Kent County High School yesterday. I don't want you folks to get the wrong idea. I try to be strong because I want to make these videos to inform people about what's going to happen when they're in this situation from a layman's point of view. Obviously I'm extremely ignorant to any of this. Eventually we're going to get into insurances, things that are going to help you. I'm not going to spend hours rambling, I hope, unlike this video. But eventually we're going to get into what happens, what you can expect from a traumatic brain injury such as Colin's, how to deal with some of the emotions. In my situation, I deal with these emotions by making these videos, by consuming my brain thoughts into doing this. I am super surprised with how much work is involved in the background of taking care of all of this stuff, and it's so overwhelming. So hopefully I can make a synopsis video in the future showing you folks how to do it, and it'll be a much easier video than going through whatever we're up to, 8 or 9 episode right now. Medical condition today, stable. Let's talk about stable though. When you're talking about a stable brain injury, that can change at any time. The first 4 days of any brain injury, they say 3 to 5, so let's say 3 to 5 days, is when the brain is swelling and enlarging. The thing that they don't want is a high amount of sodium in the patient's blood. In Colin's situation, that's exactly what we're getting. That's an extreme problem, because what happens is with that high sodium level, it causes the heart to pump harder, making the heart work harder, making more blood rush up into the brain, causing swelling. So we don't want a high amount of sodium in his blood, and they've been trying to rectify that. His body constantly makes more. It has to do with the types of electrolytes and different types of waters that they're giving him so he can urinate properly. He hasn't had a bowel movement in 4 days, which I'm sure is becoming a real concern, because his body should be producing solids, and it's not. His eye dilation is still about the same. The doctor described it as 4 and 6, so that's not good either, because that means that there's little brain function. I personally just want my little boy back, and if I would have done what I was supposed to do, which was force him to go to work with me that day, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't know any of this, and life would be freaking okay. I should have did to him what I did to my other boys. Well, I should say my other boy, Cameron. Made him come to work with me. He told me he was going to work with me this summer, but he had begged me to not make him come until Monday because he wanted to spend a little time with his friends because he just got out of school. And from now on, that's going to change the course of how I handle things in the future. So during the course of these morning meetings, we also talk about something that's called ICP. No, that doesn't stand for Insane Clown Posse. There's not little hatchet men running around in there. At least we hope anyways. ICP stands for internal cranial pressure. God, that only took like 6 takes to say. But that's kind of what's happening, and what happens if the ICP is really high. His ICP is over 20. The normal ICP of any functioning person, such as myself or you or whatever, is usually 7 to 10. Okay? The highest ICP, which I asked the physician about this morning, she had seen was 30. She didn't elaborate on the situation or what the scenario was, but I got from the conversation that that would definitely be bad. But that's not to make light on this situation as not being bad. I want to make you guys feel good. I want to make myself feel good, but I also don't want to lie to myself either. Internal cranial pressure of 20 means that he's 50% higher brain pressure than you or I have daily. And we get headaches at 8 or 9. So that's not good. I want my little boy back. I want the people that did this to pay, because recently we also found out that these guys are going to parties, they're freaking making Snapchats around talking about how they got away with it, they're not even in jail, blah, blah, blah. Don't blame it on the police, people. It's just the way the system works. They're doing what they can do to make sure that they don't have any problems with these guys getting released. Hopefully I don't have to eat them words in the future, because we have a messed up justice system, especially nowadays. Which leads me to something that the police officer told me today, that if anybody sees a Snapchat of one of these guys making these jokes and saying how they're free and how everything's all good and stuff, screen record that shit. It's freaking bullshit. It infuriates me, like I'm sure it infuriates you folks watching this too. The thing about it is, I don't know what to think about it. I'm more worried about my son. I've got another issue going on that would have my focus if my son wasn't in there, and that's with somebody trying to infringe on my patent for my brackets, you know, and I can't even deal with that. So I'm definitely not going to waste my time dealing with some little idiots that decided that they thought they were badasses, and hopefully they find out that they have sweet asses to a bunch of other people that they're going to be surrounded with for the rest of their lives. Now, I don't know if you folks are aware, but last night we had a vigil for Colin at the Kent City High School, and we're going to plan on having another one in about 2 weeks, because we suppose Colin is going to be in the ICU for the next 30 to 45 days if he makes it through the next couple of days, because I think he's going to absolutely love it. This was astonishing, to say the least, the people that came out to support us, and I want to thank every one of you. These young ladies that put this together and came together and brought people together made me, Pat, and I'm certain Colin feel good. So when Colin is still sedated and we're trying to revive him, I'm going to play this scene from last night, which I think is pretty cool.
Colin, you got this! Woo!
Yeah, it was that awesome. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. I'll try to update you guys right around 1 p.m. every day. The meeting lasts from 9 a.m. our meeting starts usually right around 9 a.m. or 11, somewhere in between there. And then when I make the video and edit the video, so you can come back after 1 p.m. just about every day, and we're going to go through this whole thing. We're going to try to do this rehabilitation. We're going to try to do everything. Of course, I'm optimistic that he's going to wake up. I don't know that you'll get video from me if something traumatic happens. I would have to think no. It may be a short or something. I know there's a lot of connected people that are sending out their prayers, and we greatly appreciate you folks. If you want to contribute, just share the videos and stuff, talk about it, keep it going so we can get these little whatever they are in custody and arrested and sent to prison for the rest of their lives, which is where they probably belong. God bless, folks. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can or cannot do, if anyone else can do it, I promise you, you can do it too.